friends, it's Jay. We're back today to do another house or another letter of my perfume collection. If you've been keeping up with these videos, I really appreciate you. Thank you for coming back and watching. For those who are new, go ahead and watch the rest of the previous videos, ABC, and today we're doing D. So we've got, well, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 houses, starting with D. And I'm gonna try to make it a little bit quicker, so I'm just gonna give a brief description. I'm gonna do my best, and just give an overview of the fragrance, what I like about it, whatever comes to mind, what I love about it, and if I'm gonna keep it in my collection. So I'll let you guys know what I plan to get rid of as well. So let's start with Dior. That's my first house, and I've got Pure Poison. And this is a really beautiful, easy to wear, kind of citrusy, clean, white floral, that as you wear it, it has some sandalwood to kind of tame it and ground it, just so that it's not so floral. You know, it gives it some smoothness, and it's really beautiful, really easy to wear. Everyday fragrance. This could be a signature scent, just nice, clean, a little bit floral, slightly warm, feels very smooth on the skin. So that is Pure Poison. Definitely on the sweeter side, but in that same pillar, I guess you would call it, this is Hypnotic Poison. Now this is much sweeter. This is your almondy, sweet, kind of powdery, actually very powdery fragrance. I don't know, there's said to be some fruits in here. I never really get a fruity feel from this fragrance. I always just get almonds and powder, sweet. It's like doughy, almost like a dough with some dryness on the top of it, like as you're rolling it out, a sweet dough. That's what I get from this fragrance. I think it's very, very delicious to wear, and I enjoy it a lot. So this one's definitely staying. This is Hypnotic Poison. This next one is Miss Dior. This is Absolutely Blooming. And this is a musky candied rose, almost, yeah, musky kind of powdery candied rose. Something that has happened that I didn't, get before. In this fragrance, I think I smell, not today, but sometimes I feel like I get a tinge of patchouli. It's not listed in the notes, I don't think. I think it's just kind of rosy and musky, but sometimes I feel like it's kind of denser, like a patchouli would be in there to kind of give it a little more thickness. I don't know, maybe a little bit. Maybe that's where I'm getting it a little bit now. I don't know. I don't know if it's in there and they just didn't mention it. Like I said, I didn't get it before. Before it felt a little more airy, but I've had it for a while. So maybe as it has aged, or maybe as my nose is changing, I'm just picking up a little bit more than I did before. But it's definitely not a fragrance to wear in the hottest of days. It is a very lovely kind of nighttime fragrance or cooler weather fragrance. So that is Absolutely Blooming. Like I said, a candy-like musky rose. Definitely one for cooler days, no doubt. Maybe date night, I guess I can see that also. But this is Dior Addict. This is a very thick, spicy, kind of white floral vanilla. It's really, really, the vanilla is thick. It's a really pungent fragrance, and it just fills up the space that you're in. You only need a few sprays of this, but it's really, really nice. A mature vanilla, I would say, but sexy. It's definitely a sexy fragrance, so date night for sure. I don't see myself wearing this any other time. Nighttime fragrance, so that is Dior Addict. Really, really nice. The next one I have is from the Maison Dior, I guess, the private line. This is Jasmine des Anges. This is a really, really beautiful, fruity at the very top, and I guess it lasts for maybe a few minutes. This is osmanthus, so it's like peachy and apricot-y. I think it's apricot that's in here. really juicy and fruity and bright when you first spray it, but then as it dies down, as it starts to dry down, you get more of a spicy jasmine on your skin, a spicy kind of green jasmine, and then it takes another turn and kind of calms down a little bit more, and it becomes a little bit more powdery, but still jasmine. The fruits are more of they take a background. It becomes more of like a soft, powdery jasmine as it dries down, but this is really perfect for now. I think this could be an everyday wear as well because of how it dries down. It starts off kind of bright and juicy and fruity, a little more, a little less serious, I guess, in the beginning, but as it dries down, it becomes something that you can wear in a lot of different occasions. So that's Jasmine des Anges, really nice. And that's all that I have from Dior. The next house, the next house I have is, I probably have the most from this house. I find these fragrances very easy to wear, which is probably why I picked up so many. Actually, they're also very affordable, which is another reason why I have so many. But this is Dolce & Gabbana. This first one I have is Light Blue Forever, and I have talked about this one and said that this would be my light blue that I would buy over and over again. This one is really kind of bright with the citruses and the apple up top, but it has the addition of the white florals, which are pretty they're kind of sweet. So it gives a floral sweetness to this fragrance, along with the woodiness and the muskiness of it. I think it's very beautiful. I think it suits me. I think it's perfect for warm weather. It almost has like a candiness to it, a sweetness from the white florals. I get like a candiness with the citruses and everything. It's really nice. So this is the one that I would buy over and over again. Very feminine, very easy breezy. Gotten compliments on this one. I don't know if I said that for all of them, but definitely gotten compliments for this one. The next one I'm not so happy about. I thought that when I first got this, that this was going to be easy for me to wear. This is Love is Love, another version of light blue. There's an addition of raspberry, and I normally love that note in fragrances. There's also a note of, I think, whipped cream or ice cream, something kind of lactonic, I think is supposed to be in here. I don't really pick up any creaminess and that comes off too. But I don't really pick up anything that's lactonic in this fragrance. But what I find is the problem for me is that the raspberry, it falls a little flat. Like, it feels nice when I first spray it, but as it wears on my skin, it just feels kind of stale, kind of flat. And I can even smell it in the air. It's not just on my skin. I've tried to wear this fragrance a few times, but you see I haven't really gotten very far, and I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of it because it's really just sitting here. And that stale, it kind of turns my stomach just a little bit, makes it feel unsettled. Not nauseous, but just unsettled. So if there is somebody who, has been interested in this fragrance or knows that they like this fragrance, I will eventually put this up on my Mercari. But yeah, this is one that I'm going to get rid of. So bye-bye to Love is Love. The next one I have is an OG. I'll always have it. This is the one. This is a soft, peachy, clean. This is a good mix of everything. This fragrance has some fruitiness to it, some cleanliness to it, almost has like a clean feel to it. It's sweet, some powderiness to it. It's just like a good all around mix of everything, which I think makes it a great signature scent. You could wear it wherever, I feel, and it not be offensive. Having a hard time focusing this one. There we go. But yeah, I mean, this one, it'll always be in my collection, just very easy to wear. And that's the one. So I also have the One Desire. This is an old fragrance. I've had this for years and years. This had a very strong fruity note at the top. I think the lychee was very amped up at the beginning of this fragrance, if I remember right. Maybe along with some other fruit notes. I haven't gone back to check, but it definitely calms down to be very similar to the one. But I just remember the fruits being what attracted me to it, just like a very, very strong. See, and I don't know if this is even the top notes. I don't know if they are the way that they're supposed to be anymore. Let me see. I don't know. I'm gonna have to, I don't know if my nose is tired, but I'm gonna have to put this one aside and look at it again. But it's an older fragrance for sure. Um, I've used maybe about a fourth of it. So I don't know. It could have turned. I'm gonna set it aside and check it out at a later date to see. This wouldn't be one that I would sell to anybody just because I'm not sure of its, if it's gonna turn soon. The next one is Dolce & Gabbana, The Only One. Now this is a pear, caramel, kind of coffee, very sweet, orange blossom. Also has some powderiness to it. I think there's violets in here. Just another easy reach, but this is more on the sweet side, more on the playful, kind of flirty, almost seductive side, I would say. But it's still fun. This is The Only One. I have The Only One 2, which is also similar. But there's some berries in this fragrance, some like darker berries, maybe raspberries as well. This one also has the coffee, and when I wear this, I think it feels like it feels creamy. It excuse me, it feels like kind of like a lotiony vibe. So think of lotion with berries. I don't know. It just all of that. It's not a too bright of a fragrance. I think that's what I'm trying to say. It feels kind of thick and creamy. So that is Dolce & Gabbana, The Only One 2. It is not such a wide projector. I don't think any of these are too wide as far as their projection goes, but I think it lasts okay. My leg fell asleep. Trying to get in a better position. Let's see. The next one I have is one that I love, and I think that I will always have this one as well. It's definitely perfect for now. It's a watery, a beautiful, smooth, watery floral with a beautiful, fluffy musk underneath it. As you wear it in the heat, as I wear it in the heat, I definitely pick up more of the musk. This is Dolce by Dolce & Gabbana. Just a watery white floral with a beautiful musk. Smooth, easy breezy. Not complicated. It feels very, I would say it feels kind of elegant. It's not hard to wear, but it doesn't feel run-of-the-mill either. I think there's a class to it, so I think it's pretty easy to wear. So the next one, I guess this is called the Anthology collection. There were different models who represented different numbers in this collection. I don't remember who they were. Maybe I remember one, maybe two. I don't know if this was Heidi Klum, number 18, La Lune. This is another watery white floral, but this one has some leather to it. This is much more on the clean side. Doesn't have much sweetness in it at all, and the leather kind of grounds it just a little bit more too. And it's not necessarily that you can identify the leather. Maybe it just gives a feeling to the fragrance. But yeah, this is another easy to wear summer fragrance. I have number 3, L'Imperatrice. I think Naomi Campbell was the face for this one. This is a kiwi melon, watery again, watermelon. I think there's tonka in the base. I'm not sure, but it kind of gives a musky base at the bottom. There's tartness. Oh, there's rhubarb in here as well. Very juicy, kind of cocktail-like fruity fragrance. And I have to say, I wore this the other day with Armani C Passion. Perfect. It was a beautiful, because I think that one has like a pineapple note in there. So pineapple with the kiwi and the melon is like a fruit salad, but that one also has a cleanliness to it. So it kind of makes this one not so juicy and syrupy sweet. Oh, it's really nice. So if you guys have those two, try them out as a combination. It's a really, really beautiful combination. So that is this 3 L'Imperatrice. The next one I have is Dolce & Gabbana Parfum. This is that raspberry orange blossom with the marshmallows. I always say it feels a little bit plasticky, a little bit like a doll's head, but I don't mind, and I think that it's really pretty. I think I have to be in the mood for this fragrance, especially in the heat, because now it feels fine, but sometimes I've worn it in the heat and it feels kind of heavy. So I think I like this one in cooler temperatures, or maybe temperature controlled environments, like if I'm going to be indoors. It's a nice fragrance, but when it gets hot, this one feels a little bit heavy, but it's still beautiful. I don't know if I would buy this again once it runs out, if it ever runs out, but it's nice to have and I like it. So that is Parfum. The next one I have is a men's fragrance, and the reason that I have it is because it's my favorite fragrance on a man. And I thought that it would be light enough so that I could wear it myself, but I've tried and I feel like it is definitely a masculine fragrance. It's not something that I can get away with, so I keep it to just sniff it sometimes, and that's Dolce & Gabbana, the one, or am I lying? No, it's just Pour Homme. This is the original Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme. This is a reformulation. I believe the originals have a sticker around them, but for me, it still smells good. It's a citrusy lavender tobacco fragrance, and the way that it develops is very bright on top and aromatic as well from the lavender, but as it starts to develop, like I think there's tonka in here too, so it just gets kind of, you know how I feel about tobacco. I feel like it's very sensual, very sweet, very sexy, and so it just builds as this fragrance dries down. So I love this fragrance, and that's why I keep it around. So that is Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme. This is very, very affordable, all of these, but I noticed this one. I think I was on Fragrance Net. It was probably about $35 or something. So any gentlemen who are watching, if you like this fragrance or want to try it out, you know, it's not a big loss if you've never tried it before, but I think it's easy to wear. Okay, so the next house we have is DKNY. And I have Pure. This is a touch of vanilla Pure. There is a Pure. I think there's a touch of vetiver. I think there's a touch of vanilla, but I have the touch of vanilla. And it is, again, like a sweeter white floral. Because of the vanilla, it's a little bit sweeter. It almost reminds me of fragrances that are similar to Ambre Vanille by Laura Mercier, or the Donna, Sound of Donna. Those types of fragrances, this is along the same line. So it's kind of fresh and sweet at the same time. It's not overtly floral. It's just kind of fresh and clean and sweet. And that's how I can describe this fragrance. It's really lovely. I don't know if this is discontinued or not. I think it could be. I haven't looked for it. Because I have those other fragrances, I don't know that I would try to find this fragrance, but you know, it's really easy to wear. The next one that I have is Cashmere, Dolce & Gabbana. This is Cashmere Black. Am I saying that right? Cashmere Mist Black, okay? So I used to wear Cashmere Mist back when I was in my early 20s, just really soft and powdery, really, really pretty fragrance. But this one is much different. I don't know that there are any similarities to it. I'm trying to find the hole for the atomizer, but this one definitely is a cherry fragrance. The cherry in here, I haven't worn this fragrance much at all. The cherry in this fragrance is on the brighter side. It's more like a maraschino feel, I guess I would call it that, yeah. Like a maraschino feel, but then there's some deeper notes, and I cannot remember what they are. I don't know, it could be patchouli or tonka or something, but it stays cherry, kind of dries down to a warmer base. For me, the bottle says it. I think this is a warmer fragrance, so maybe for night times or cooler weather. And I think that it could be a date night fragrance if you like that maraschino cherry, that bright cherry feel, kind of syrupy. Doesn't have that tartness or like the authenticity of a you know, fresh cherry, but this is definitely a candied kind of maraschino cherry, syrupy. I'm gonna keep this around. I hope I find an occasion or will to reach it. I like it though, so I'm gonna keep it around. The next house that I have is Diptyque, and this is Eau Duelle. I've had this for a long time too. This is the EDT. This is a very nice vanilla with like a piney twist. It has some green. I always think of pine when I think of this fragrance, vanilla and pine. It is good for autumn. I think maybe because of the pine, it kind of freshens the vanilla up. So if you wanted to wear it during the warmer months, I think you still could. But I think because of the pine, it makes me think of kind of autumn or cooler temperatures, maybe because of the vanilla too. So that is that. I really like it. The last house that I have, I'm keeping this, I said. I like it, is Dusita. I have two from this house. This is Moonlight in Chiang Mai. This is yuzu and some airy woods. It's kind of bitter in the beginning. These atomizers are really, really great. Look, there we go. Kind of bitter, but it sweetens up. Kind of bitter and green, yeah, but then it sweetens up. And I can't help but say, I mean, I've said before in other videos, I get like a pas ce soir feel from it with a base of baccarat. So it's those sweet, airy woods that remind me of that. And definitely like a more bitter version of the quince. This is yuzu, so it's more citrusy, but it's still sweet. I still get a sweetness to it. So it puts me in the mind of those two fragrances put together with some bitterness. So I like this. This is marketed toward men. I think it's really pretty. And that's that. The last one that I have is Anamkara. I got this fragrance. I heard Marcy talking about this fragrance. This for me is it's like a candied sweet orange blossom, and not like Love Don't Be Shy. It's not like that. It's more tart. Oh, and there's neroli, so there's green. It's also bitter. There's some bitterness, but it's beautiful. It balances the fragrance out. There's nothing to, you know, unless you just don't like neroli, but I do. I find that it really balances this fragrance out, but it definitely becomes sweeter, more candied on the skin. So it's like sugared. Definitely one that I need to wear more, and now would be a perfect time. But I think that this could also go into, definitely for spring, it would be good for spring. And it could also go into the fall as well, like a transitional fragrance. But yeah, that's it for Dusita. So that's all for my D's. The only one that I'm getting rid of is gonna be the Love is Love. So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Definitely I tried to make this a quicker one. We can just get through these. Hope you guys are doing well, and I hope to see you in the next one. Have a great day. Love, Jay. Bye-bye.